I call this meeting of the Rotary Club of Oakland to order. I'm Dudley Thompson, and I have the honor to serve as president of the Rotary Club of Oakland. We were founded in 1908, and we're the third established club of some 36,000 Rotary clubs in over 200 countries around the world. In fact, I was looking on the Rotary fact sheet, and before I start saying this weekly, the Rotary fact sheet says there are over 46,000 Rotary clubs around the world, and that is on their website. And they have 1.4 million people, and we keep saying 1.2. So I'm going to check this further, but we're big. And we are in over 200 countries around the world. We're a diverse community of some 270 local business professional and community leaders who unite to improve local and international communities through a common commitment of service above self. For over 113 years, we've welcomed Rotarians and their guests to our club meetings. And I welcome you to this, our 5,382nd meeting of the Rotary Club of Oakland. For those of you attending online, if you're a visiting Rotarian or the guest of a Rotarian, please enter your name in the chat box, which is located at the center of the bottom of the screen so that we can recognize you in a few minutes. And if you have comments or want to ask a question of the speaker, please use the chat box. We recommend that you view today's meeting using Speaker View, which is located in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. For those of you here in the California Ballroom, I will ask that you not use your electronic devices to watch the meeting on Zoom or to connect to the ballroom Wi-Fi. For the near future, our club protocol will still require that you wear a mask if you're not eating or drinking. And I emphasize this because Ralph Sklar, who is co-chair of our club production meeting, was at dinner on Monday night, and one of the guests tested positive for COVID, and so he's now quarantining. So it's still amongst us, so I encourage you to be careful because we still want to come here and have a great meeting. I also ask you to refrain from talking during the meeting as the sound becomes background noise during our broadcast. When they start showing pictures around here, it looks like we don't have many people here. There was an event here this morning that they had a breakfast, and we came in, they got everything out of here and we came in. And so this room is set up for about twice or three times the number of people that are here. So I do welcome everybody who came here live. I encourage everybody out there to come to a live meeting. And Gary Flaxman, do you have a thought for the day for us?
All right, thank you, President Dudley. Problem is I have multiple thoughts, but I'm only going to share one. All right, so past President Eddie Snow used to deliver an introductory speech at Camp Enterprise. He would tell everyone to step out of your comfort zone. So what does that mean, and why is that something that seems relevant today? Hopefully, with the pandemic receding into our past, we will begin to step out and explore the world, our friends, our family, in a whole new light with a greater appreciation for when we feel uncomfortable and what we're prepared to do about it.
Thank you, Gary. Clive, can you put up the vision? Thank you very much. Would you all join me in the Rotary vision statement? Together, we see a world where people unite to take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Past District Governor, Ed Jellen, I understand you're out there on Zoom. Do we have any visiting Rotarians or guests out there?
Indeed, we do. Excuse me, President Dudley. He's going to get a more thorough introduction later, but I do want to acknowledge our visiting Rotarian from the Rotary Club of Virginia, Chesapeake. And we welcome to our club Dr. Dilip Sarkar, who will be meeting a little later in the meeting.
Great.
Thank you, President Dudley.
So Dana, would you, and Jason, I know we have at least one visiting Rotarian here who's becoming a real good friend and common guest.
All right, it's true. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
I'll introduce him.
From the Rotary Club of San Francisco, Chinatown, with the designation of current president and registered nurse, my name is Richard Schwart. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And Richard is the president of the Rotary Club of San Francisco, Chinatown. Any other guests or visitors today? Okay. Ruth Stroup, you're sponsoring our meeting today. Would you please tell us something about insurance? I hear you are the insurance lady.
Thank you, President Dudley, and it's good to see all my fellow Rotarians, both here and online. My name is Ruth Stroup. They call me the insurance lady. I've had this role in life for the last 16 years. I came to it through 2 other career ventures, and I was raised in a family with a dad who owned a business. I always thought I'd own a business. I never knew I'd own an insurance company. I got here by accident. Most of our clients,
That's a pun.
yes, it is. Thank you. You can laugh now because I'm nervous. Most of our clients are local families and local business owners. Many of them own property. I started this agency because because I wanted the opportunity to serve the community I call home. I wanted to work with a more diverse and younger clientele, people who needed to learn about their finances, and to have someone to shepherd them along the way. The other day I was on Facebook, and Facebook gave me a 10-year-old memory that people were having problems getting insurance in the Montclair area. This is still an issue, and it's probably the #1 issue we solve in our agency in our personal lines division. Most of our clients own a combination of policies: home, auto, umbrella, earthquake, jewelry. We also offer business insurance, and we have a variety of life insurance products. Those things pay the bills. What do I do with the money? I hire local people, I pay local taxes, and I give at least 5% of my revenue back to the community, which allows me to support such great organizations like the Oakland Rotary Endowment and the Paul Harris Foundation. I am so honored to be a member of this club. I enjoy getting to know all of you. I want to invite you to a little special something that's a very quick thing. Next Saturday, April 16th, we're having a community shred day. We do this twice a year, usually right around tax time. So if you've got old bank statements and other papers, or if you know people who've closed a business or emptied a home for someone who's passed away, we welcome them to bring all of their documents they want to shred. It's free and unlimited, and it's specifically from 10 to 2. If you come at 2:01, the truck that shreds them will be gone. Because I'm all about things that are useful and practical, I've brought you all a Sharpie. So please take as many as you like from the tables. It will conveniently give you my phone number, and I look forward to speaking with you one-to-one at some point in the future. This is a great day for Rotary. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ruth. And if you don't know, you can buy a meeting to sponsor your business or an organization. It's $250 to sponsor a meeting, and you can come up here and say anything that you want. Well, not anything. Okay, almost anything that you want to. Unabashedly talk about your business and an organization or some event that's coming up with an organization you're associated with. Ken Richardson and Peter Perver, would you please come up here? Would you please introduce Peter for us?
I shall. Thank you, President Dudley. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce our newest Rotarian, Peter Perver. Peter had a very long, successful career as an accounting and finance professional with Ernst & Whinney, Sybase, and other major Bay Area corporations. After retiring, he continued to be very involved with the East Bay community, as shown by his board service and other efforts in support of the Berkeley Repertory Theater, the Oakland Museum, and other local organizations. Peter lives in Piedmont with his wife, Georgia Castle. He's a golfer. He enjoys his weekly bridge games, and he's also the big hero who chauffeurs his grandchildren to and from school. And now he's helping to build another Rotary family dynasty by following his sister Maud Purveer and her husband Sam Miller, who joined the club just a couple of years ago. Peter's a terrific guy, and who I'm sure you'll enjoy getting to know. Back to you, President Dilip.
Peter, we're so happy that you've chosen to join us. Know that your family and your friends are always welcome to join us to participate in our meetings, our projects, and our events. By choosing to join us, you've accepted the Rotary vision, and you also agree to conduct your affairs according to the four-way test. And I have a few things for you, and one of them is a framed copy of our four-way test. Also, in the bag here, there's a club book that includes basic information about the club. There's a directory of your 270 newest best friends, and also a book that has a history of the first 100 years of Rotary in Oakland. Your Rotary pin, it's a symbol that identifies you as a Rotarian, and I hope you will wear it with pride. Your commitment is to attend meetings, participate in service activities, practice service above self, and contributing to the Rotary Foundation and the Oakland Rotary Endowment. It's my pleasure and my privilege to induct you as the newest member of the Rotary Club of Oakland. John Holmgren, are you out there in Zoom land somewhere?
I am. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
John, could you tell us a little bit about what's happening with Kinder Prep?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that we have 4 very exciting service projects coming up here in the next month or so, and I'm making the members aware of it because we need some help. I'm going to tell you about them in order. We've resurrected our summer book project this year, where we provide books in appropriate languages to all of the Kinder Prep TK students in Oakland, in the schools that we serve. And we're going to have a book packing event on Saturday, April 23rd from 9 to 12 at Johnstone Supply. And so we need about 10 volunteers to assist with that book packing. The day before, in the afternoon of Friday the 22nd, we need some help setting up for that book packing party, and we need about 5 volunteers for that. And so I'm hoping that this will appear on the club calendar, and I'm hoping people will click on the registration link and sign up for those 2 events. In addition, our field trips are back for TK students. The first one will be on Tuesday, April 26th to the Oakland Zoo. We need about 10 volunteers to be there at that time to welcome the students as they arrive in buses, and then to assist later setting up the lunches on the lawn there for the kids. And then, of course, just to wander around the zoo with the children if you wish. There will be parents and teachers and so on there, so there's not a lot of responsibility, but it's always a very fun event. And finally, on Friday, May 6th, we're having our Fairyland Trip. It's a relatively small event. There's only 4 classes attending. We only need about 5 volunteers on that day, but anybody who wants to come is welcome to do so, to escort the kids into Fairyland, to assist with lunches as we're doing at the zoo event. So I'm hoping that all of you will go on, or many of you will go on the club calendar and sign up for one or more of these events. Should you have any trouble or have any questions, feel free to send me an email. It's holmgren.johnk@gmail. and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about what is involved, or you can feel free to call me. My cell number is in the club membership directory. So look forward to all these great service projects we haven't been able to do for several years, and now we're getting back to what Kinder Prep does.
Thank you, John. So the last part of April, we're not going to be lacking for things to do. Gary, would you tell us a little bit about Enterprise Institute?
Thank you, President Dudley. Sorry, everybody, for the overexposure in this meeting. All right, so Camp Enterprise is a 40-year tradition. We started this in 1982, and we, because of the pandemic, have been on a hiatus for our last couple of years. So what we're doing is we're picking up from where we left off. Now, the advantage to this year's event is normally we have it in a Camp Monte Toyon, which is down near Santa Cruz. This year, we're going to have it up at the Police Athletic League campsite, which is up near Chabot Space and Science Center. And what we'd love to do is have you all, or anybody that wants to participate, come up and watch the kids as we sort of go through the modules that they normally would experience over the weekend. This is a one-day event. It's going to be on April 23rd. And we'd like, if you are interested, by April 15th, if you could sign up or reach out to Dudley, myself, or Chairman Harold Lowe. It would be great, and you know, it really is a great experience. You get to see the kids aspiring for the future of their lives, and you get to meet Rotarians that are really happy to participate and contribute, and it really is a wonderful time. And the fact that it's so close, there really is no excuse for you guys not to show up. There you go.
So the only excuse you have for not showing up is if you're packing books with John Holmgren that morning. CJ Hirschfield, are you out there?
I am here, President Dudley.
You have a competing event with Ruth Stoup's shredding event, although I think you can do both. What do you tell us about it?
Yes, well, we all have, it's kind of wonderful, I will say, for all of us to be able to get together again. And listening to Ruth and John and Gary talk about their opportunities, let me tell you about a community service project. If Lake Merritt is the jewel of Oakland, then the gardens at Lake Merritt, I would argue, are the heart of the jewel, if that even makes sense. If you haven't been there, there's a children's garden, there's a bonsai garden, there's a rock garden, there's a palm garden, there's a pollinator garden. It is in the heart of an urban environment. This is just magical, and it's springtime. Spring is in the air, I'm sure you've noticed. So on Saturday, April 16th from 9 to 1, there will be a work party at the gardens at Lake Merritt. So you will sign on the club calendar. There is a COVID waiver that needs to be filled out per the city's requirements. Bring a mask, water, gloves, and work boots if you have them. We'll be doing things like irrigation installation, digging, rock hunting and pruning, weeding, and my personal favorite pond plant extraction. Bring your pruning shears if you have them. And it should be a really good time. These opportunities we have to get out in our urban environment and really help to improve our lake. It's magical, and it'll be great seeing everybody. So again, sign up on the club calendar. They'll have you do a COVID waiver, and it'll be a busy day, and then you can go shred afterwards.
Thank you, CJ. Carrie Hamill. As if we don't have enough to do, let's party a little bit. Would you tell us a little bit about the gala, please?
So on Tuesday, I was at Laney College with the wonderful Karen Friedman and a whole collection of other Rotarians, and we were spending our time packing 170 bags for people who needed food, for their families that attend Laney College and participate in their athletic programs. And it made me feel very grateful for being a Rotarian and being able to work side by side with the community-minded and generous people that we have here. You don't have to look around very far these days to feel gratitude in that many elements of the world seem to be turned upside down. And so our gala fundraiser this year is aptly named In the Mood for Gratitude. And it is on April 28th at the Sequoia Country Club. You can buy tickets online, they're going fast. So make sure you get online right away and buy your tickets. And then at the door, there was a team of us today that were pushing raffle tickets. We have a live auction event, which we're going to be selling raffle tickets. We're going to sell 100 raffle tickets. And if your name is chosen as one of these 100, there's all these live raffle items that we have accumulated. And they are so fabulous and overwhelming that I can't even name them because I might faint. But next week, you will get more detail on your tables about what they are. But for $100, you can compete with 99 other people to get your ticket pulled, and you might be able to pick whatever live raffle item you want, live auction item that you want. And then we're also selling $50 raffle tickets for cases of wine. So I want to, before I close, I just want to say thank you to the people that are working on the committee to make this gala happen. I think it's going to be a really extraordinary event this year. And our chair is the MVP Trish Connors, and our members are Teresa Wayland, Pat Williams, Jenny Hunsberger, Christine Watson, Ruth Stroup, Dudley, Derek Johnson, Leanne Alameda, Linda Bozenecker, Mary Jong, Sandeepa Nayak, Tom Limone, and Linda Bradford. So I'm grateful that this year we're going to be together, we're going to party together, we're going to be able to drink together and have a great event for Rotary. Thanks.
Thank you, Carrie. And it really is a fantastic team. They've been working really hard the last month or two. Just for sponsors, I think they're well over $70,000 in sponsors, which is the highest amount we've ever had for a sponsorship for our gala. And it's going to be a great evening. It's Thursday night, April 28th. Let's see. I guess it's me. I've got a couple more announcements. First of all, meetings. Okay, this is confusing, and I apologize, but bear with me. We had hoped to be meeting live the first 3 weeks of April and then not meet the day of the gala. We got a call this Monday from the people that manage this room, and they rented it out for today, and so we really spent a whole day trying to decide if we were going to be meeting here or not meeting here. We were able to work it out with them. As it turned out, it's only a breakfast, but they're having this same group is coming in tomorrow, and that's why they left everything set up. So we are able to meet live, obviously. Next week, we will meet here, again, live in the ballroom. Then they rented it out again on the 21st. Fortunately, our speaker is going to be coming on Zoom, and this is going to be one of those very special speakers. We're giving the speaker an extra 10 minutes. Robert, you might want to say a little bit more before the meeting's over when you talk about next week too. But we have a special speaker. It's one of those things where we should have 150 people online. You can't miss. It's the topic of Ukraine, and it's a former ambassador who will be speaking. And then the 28th. So we may be having a Zoom meeting on the 28th. That's uncertain. So I apologize for the confusion about meetings. We're here today. We're here next week. We're on Zoom the 21st, and keep in touch for the 28th. And we'll be back here in May. If you don't have enough things to do those last 2 weeks, we have a golf tournament the day after the gala. I talked with Mike Mowry. He talked about rescheduling it, and he said, I already have a bunch of people signed up, so there seem to be a lot of people that want to get up the next morning and play golf. So we're going to keep the golf tournament on the 29th, and that will be at Poppy Ridge out in Livermore. Okay, so Aid for Ukraine, let me just say one final thing. A couple weeks ago, as I told you, someone gave us an anonymous gift, not a member of our club, at $10,000 for the Rotary Foundation Ukraine Response Fund, and it's the relief fund. If you look in the first page of the Rotary magazine, you can see there's an ad about it and describes what it's for. We opened it up here at the meeting, and we got like $6,200 to match that $10,000. The person came back and said, I'll give you another $5,000 if people will keep giving from the club. I'm not going to open it up today, but and we're not going to call people individually, but I really encourage you, if you want to give to Ukraine Relief, that you do that through the Rotary Foundation. You can talk with Jesse and make checks out that way. Okay, thank you. I guess, Debo, are you out there somewhere?
Yes, President Dudley.
There you are. This is the guy in the room that I see every Monday and Friday morning at 6 o'clock. I've never seen, except twice he came to this meeting, I've never seen him outside of this room. He works in that room. He works out. You'll see a Bowflex in the back of that room. Your stability ball is back there, and I'll see you at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning too, Debo.
Yes,
would you please introduce our speaker for the day?
Yeah. President Dudley, fellow Rotarians, and guests. Our speaker today, Dr. Dilip Sarkar, came to yoga and Ayurveda fairly late in his life. After retiring from a very successful career in vascular surgery, Dr. Sarkar started practicing the Eastern lifestyle with yoga and Ayurveda, and soon became a world-renowned practitioner, combining the Eastern type yoga and Ayurveda with the Western medicine. So please give a super welcome to my big brother and a fellow Rotarian, Dr. Dilip Sarkar.
Hey, my dear sisters and brothers of Oakland Rotary Club. It's an honor and privilege to be invited. And as Ed Jellen already introduced me as a Rotarian from Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia. And as President Dudley said, I hope I can tell you the right numbers. 46,000 Rotary clubs, 1.4 million members. And we're having some presentations for the health and healing almost every single day. I have done multiple presentations. So today's presentation, as Debo was saying, this is from my own personal experience, that the role of yoga therapy and its integration with the Western medicine. I did even wrote a book. The book is called Yoga Therapy, Ayurveda and Western Medicine. And it is being very well received by the healthcare community. Now, as all of you know, and all of you even perceive, yoga is somebody sitting down and trying to put their body in the shape of pretzel, but that is not what yoga is. The word yoga comes from the root called Sanskrit word, and it's called the yog, means union. The word tells you it's a union of your body, mind, and spirit. And if you look at metaphorically today, our body is like a hardware, mind is a software, and spirit is a programmer. And who is a programmer? I am the programmer. I program my software to fix my hardware. as simple as it is. But we as a Western trained physicians, we're always fixing the hardware. I have the blockage in my coronary arteries. I'm putting angioplasty, I'm doing bypass, I'm doing all this stuff. I have a diabetes, hypertension, I know. Did I ever ask, where did this blockage in the coronary arteries coming from? What is the atherosclerosis this is generating? So what yoga is saying, that yoga basically is a philosophy. Philosophy is 196 called sutras, or you call aphorisms, of which 196 of them are to quiet down your mind, controlling your mind over body. Practice is called 8 limbs practice, which starts as a social restraint, personal restraint, poses. Then you call the voluntary regulated breathing. Breathing is the most important component of yoga practice. And I will go over with you a little bit of a practice sitting on a chair, both at home and in person. Control of senses is very important. Focus, meditation, and finally the union of your body, mind, and spirit. So what the first question comes up in our mind as a Western trained physician, I'm exercising. Why do I need to do yoga? Exercise today is called sympathetic response. Sympathetic response means fight and flight response, heart rate goes up, blood pressure goes up, respiratory rate goes up, and you have a sympathetic overdrive enough, the body has its homeostatic mechanism, it brings called a parasympathetic activation. Parasympathetic activation is called a calm and digest. So when I'm exercising, I'm not interested how fast or how high my heart rate went up. I'm interested how quickly it comes down and what is my basal or baseline heart rate, which is called a parasympathetic tone. On the other hand, a practice of yoga is a relaxation response, activation of the parasympathetic tone. Now, we need to show how we can create that activation. Now, just for one example, how effective it is for your chronic lifestyle-related disorders. Our lifestyle-related disorder starts with our truncal obesity. It's called spare tire. And this truncal obesity that generates an inflammatory response, causes diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery disease, high cholesterol, and whole metabolic syndrome. And it comes from stress. And stress is nothing but a high sympathetic overdrive. So whole yoga practice does is a parasympathetic activation, relaxation response, and counteracting the effect of stress. Basically, it's a stress buster. So I'm going to go and show it to you, and hopefully all of you will try to practice with me how you do it. Let me go first, how we do it. Also, this is a part of your lifestyle. This is a part of your daily routine. And I tell you how we do the daily routine and how we do a daily practice. It is not that you are doing 3 days a week, once a week, every other day. It is your daily routine. It is a part of your practice as if it's like you're brushing your teeth. It becomes called an effortless ease. But the first, how we bring a relaxation response. Think about my skeleton. My skeleton normally is going to fall in the front. So what keeps myself erect is called the muscles in the back. These are called paraspinal muscles. The paraspinal muscles are always in a state of contraction to keep me straight. So the first thing I do, I sit down or I stay with my spine straight. The moment you keep your spine straight, the yoga said, a relaxation response will set in. Now, let me give an example. If you say a person, 90 years, 100 years old person, you will always see the spine is straight. You'll never see hunchback living up to 90s and 100s. And then we bring what is called a power of breath. So our lung is like a balloon. It has a 6-liter capacity, and we need 1.5 liter to keep it open. We have a 4.5 liter, which you can exchange, called a vital capacity. But normally we breathe only 500 cc, half a liter. So we have about 80-90% of the reserve. So the way we take care of our breathing is we breathe out first. When you breathe out, we remove all the carbon dioxide, all the toxins from our body, then take a deep breath in. When you take a deep breath in effortlessly, we bring all the oxygen in. And oxygen is a powerful muscle relaxer. Exhalation is parasympathetic, inhalation is sympathetic. So if you're sitting in a chair, so let me show you how to do it. Suppose such me, I'm always keeping my spine straight. So let me show you how I do it. I have a special chair, special tool. If you can see it here, if you cannot see it, let me show it to you a little bit. It is called a kneeling stool. And I have it, this is maybe my 4th or 5th. I will sit down in front of my computer. I will sit down in a kneeling like this. That is my keyboard, and this is my screen. So my spine is always straight. Or if, like for all of you, if you want to give a try, if you're sitting in a chair, sit down in a chair first, go all the way to the back, and keep yourself straight. So once you keep your spine straight, slowly and slowly, muscle cannot stay contracted too long. It is slowly and slowly going to relax. It's a very simple phenomenon. And then what you do, you say, oh, I'm getting little pain when I'm doing it. Because when you start doing relaxation, you do get a little bit of a discomfort or a little bit of a pain. So what you do, you try to do it pain-free. The moment pain comes back, you back off. But if you stay in the posture a long time enough, my brain gets a signal which is called neuroplasticity. When the neuroplasticity sets in, then the body will allow me to go a little more and more. So given that example, let me show you what I'm talking about. Once I keep my spine straight, my hunchback is gone. Now I create a relaxation of my whole upper body. And how do I create? When you do a relaxation of my upper body, my breathing gets better, and my breathing gets effortless, and my breathing gets deeper and deeper. So I'm going to turn around. This is called a prayer pose to the back. And if you want to try with me, please join me. If you're sitting in your chair, I'm going to turn around so you can see. Slowly see if you can keep your spine straight. Slowly see if you can bring your hands together. If it is here, stay here. Because if it is here today, tomorrow, day after, somewhere, sometime, it is going to be like this. When it became like this, stay here for a while and have your effortless breathing. You will create a prayer pose. Then when you create a prayer pose, you stay here a little longer, again, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how long it is varies from person to person. You'll be able to go a little high up, a little bit more. When you go high up a little bit more, you go a little bit. Look at that. What I'm doing here, I'm using also my power of breath. What is the power of breath? I put my hand here, and if you can do it with me, then I close my eyes. What does the eyes does with me? Because I do it first thing in the morning, all these things. I close my eyes because in yoga, it describes Mind is the content of your five senses. What does it mean? What you see, what you hear, what you smell and taste and touch, that becomes your mind. So mind quiets down when you close your eyes. Next thing you will do, you have a very tight neck. See, I'm keeping my hand in the back. What happens, muscle cannot stay contracted too long. Muscle has to relax. Before the relaxation, it causes some fasciculation. When it causes fasciculation, it causes a little twitching. And slowly, twitching will go away. You get a very stillness. And yoga says stillness, happiness in a relaxation response. Then yoga brings a component called your vibration. Vibration in yogic your literature described is called a mantra. Mantra, what it says, called a man is your mind, and throw is the content, or you're controlling your mind. A very simple principle of physics. My brain has a frequency, my body has a frequency, and I create another frequency. Two frequency interacts, cancels each other, is called a harmonic resonance, and my mind quiets down. When my mind is relaxed, when my software glitches are gone, my hardware will get fixed. As simple as it is. Now let me show you how we do it. It is called a bumblebee breathing. In a yogic the Sanskrit name is called a Brahmari Pranayama. My hands are still in the back because that is providing a profound relaxation response for me. And all the muscles of respiration are completely relaxed, and the muscles of respirations can be trained because these are your skeletal muscles. And let me show you one. And also we do a little bit of a movement of the neck. Before that, close my eyes. I will breathe out first. I'll take a deep breath in and breathe out with the sound of a bumblebee. So if you want to see me one time and do one time, and we'll be finishing very shortly in a few minutes so that I can take some question. But I'm showing you how this relaxation affects and acts, and then I'll tell you a little bit how it integrates in Western medicine. Breathing out first. Take a deep breath in. For a short of time, let me tell you one thing. What's happening to me? I'm having saliva in my mouth. Saliva in your mouth tells you that you are having a parasympathetic activation. When you get a sympathetic overdrive, you get a dry mouth. Your mouth is become dry when you have a fear and stress. So let me finish by telling you that when we have an acute medical issue, we have medical issues, we take our usual and customary, we call it a evidence-based medicine. Then we integrate the relaxation response. And slowly the relaxation response takes over, and we can cut down slowly. We call it a medication-free, disease-free, and a completely healthy lifestyle. Today, if you look at yoga therapy, it is a part of called integrative medicine. It is a new branch of medicine. About 15, 20 years back, only 4 to 5 medical schools had a department of integrative medicine. Today, We have at least 100 out of 140 medical schools have a department of integrative medicine, 65 of them fellowship program, 25 of them your approved fellowship program, which leads to the board certification, now called American Board of Integrative Medicine. It's a wonderful branch, wonderful practice, and integrating a relaxation response, parasympathetic activation with our Western life of stress-related disorders. We know we have a couple of physicians. I know Peter Hess is here. I'm sure he's listening. He sent me a little note. Yes, Peter, I'm done, and I will be glad to answer any questions. And I will be with you rest of the time. I'm retired. I don't have anything else to do. Thank you.
First of all, thank you, Dr. Sarkar.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting me present in front of you.
Do we have any questions in the room? Jason.
I have my mic. I'm a mic runner.
This is Jason Weiselman.
All right, Jason, go for it.
Thank you, doctor. So I have a question.
Yes.
How long do you do that for daily in the morning?
Okay. First of all,
first
of all, remember one thing. This is totally non-competitive. We call it introspection. I have physician friends. They come and say, I have only 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning. What should I do? So do 5 minutes. The moment you do a 5-minute relaxation, they close their eyes. Next thing you sit up, I was looking at the clock, it's already 8 minutes. Then became 10 minutes. We call initially, you try to find a time for yoga, then yoga will find a time for you. For us, which are doing for a long, long time, you can call us a veteran practitioner. We generally in the morning do about 1 hour, which is 25 minutes of asanas called poses, 25 minutes of voluntary regulated breathing. It's called a pranayama, different breathing techniques we do, and we do a 10 minutes of meditation. I have a huge, YouTube channel, and you can go to my YouTube channel. It's called Dilip Sarkar Yoga, and you will have every ailment and everything. So time is not an issue. Issue is that be sure you are non-competitive. Oh, I can do like this. Don't try. If you're up to here, stay here. Tomorrow you'll be here. 3 weeks down, you'll be here. Eventually, you'll have enough relaxation to do it, but no pain and effortless breathing. Very, very important concept.
Jason, you had a second question, and then Elita, I think.
He answered it. I was going to ask about the meditation part of it, but he just said it, so.
Okay. Elita, could you get a microphone? This is Elita Scola.
Okay. I cannot read all the chat. If somebody can read it for me.
Yeah,
you're working on that.
A moment.
Okay.
Elita.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. Your little brother is absolutely adorable. I'm wondering if you practice with your hands behind your back like that when you do your sitting?
What do you mean? Do I practice here?
Do you practice in the posture that you are displaying now?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is that the posture that you do your yoga practice in?
No. This is just one to relaxation. See, I'll be doing, say, sitting down, I'll be doing a spinal twist. Slowly I'll twist myself. But ideally do like I'm standing up, I'm doing it. Let me show you. What you're asking me is very simple thing. Yes, I will do it. I'm standing up. Look at that. I'm standing up. I'll be putting my hands to the back. So I'll be putting my hands to the back and standing up. And I stay here. And standing up, I may do some relaxation of my neck because neck is very tight. Slowly, I take a deep breath in and breathe out. And I do a little bit of a forward bend, side bend. Yes, I do keep my hands to the back as much as possible because it's a wonderful, wonderful relaxation response. I like to use that component.
Online, I understand there may be something in chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in the chat. I cannot read it. If somebody can read it.
Somebody read what's online.
The questions you have on the chat.
I can read the first question.
Okay, Devo can do.
Yeah, ED Zussman, I'm a brain and spine surgeon. Dr. Sarkar's work is key to avoiding spine surgery for my patients, so important. Thank you. So, sorry, that wasn't the question. Sorry, question is from Gail. Do you breathe through your nose or mouth?
Wonderful, wonderful question. Whoever has asked. Okay, before I say, this is my book. If you can see, Yoga Therapy, Ayurveda, and Western Medicine.
Yes.
And I am not keeping anybody out of the spinal surgery, but I can tell you about the spine. All of you should remember that when you get a pain, pain comes from the contraction of the muscles. You do. But the moment you get a little bit of a mortal weakness, you have to go for surgery right away. I hope I'm with the spine surgeon because I'm a good friend of a lot of my, I'm a vascular surgeon. And this is my DVD. So what was the question you were saying, Devo?
Through your nose or your mouth?
Okay, wonderful. We always breathe through our nose. Why? Because if we breathe through our mouth, what happens? You have no idea where the air has gone, whether the air has gone to your stomach or in the lung. But when you breathe through your nose, the nose, what it does, nose is a powerful filter. It filters all the air. Nose is also our personal air conditioner. Outside air is warm, it will keep it cool. If outside is cool, it'll make it warm. Then there are two organs on the side called a turbinate. Turbinate directs the air towards your mucosa of the your sinuses. Mucosa of the sinuses secretes a substance called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator, and it is activation of parasympathetic tone, and it goes directly into your larynx and trachea. So what I'm trying to say to you, if you breathe through your nose, all the air goes to the lung. If you breathe through your mouth, you don't know whether it's gone to the lung or stomach. With one caveat is, a lot of people come and tells me, I have to breathe through my mouth. I cannot do per nose. Then I say, if you can breathe in through your nose, and you can breathe out through your mouth. That is more physiological. So from all yogic standpoint practices, you always breathe through your nose, both inhalation and exhalation. And you do what thing? Let me show you what we do. First thing in the morning, I don't know if you can see all of you. This is called your neti pot. You can buy it even at Walmart now. We wake up in the morning, we do a little bit of rituals, then we brush our teeth, then we do a little bit of lukewarm water, we put a non-iodized salt. We put it through one nostril and just tip our head down a little bit, whole water comes out, we blow our nostril. We do the same thing on the other nostril, same thing there. And what it does, it totally opens up. So what yoga said, hey, in the morning, you're washing your hair, washing your eyes, washing your face, but the most important organ, this is called your lifeline. You know, yoga is called a prana. Prana is a life. Why don't you keep it open and clean? So we do it as a daily practice. In fact, it is shown today that people who are practicing this called a Jalneti. There's a lot of articles came up. They have a very less incidence of respiratory airborne disease like a COVID-19 and flu.
Thank you. You know, I remember, and this is years ago, I think it was Carol Burnett on Johnny Carson one time did this, put her, you know, she went over and put water through her nose. And it was kind of a joke, but I see it on television it's really become a very normal thing.
Go to my YouTube channel. You will see me doing it, all my YouTube channel, and I do it in the live, when I do the live presentation, I do it live. I could have done it for you guys too, but because we don't have much time.
Thank you so much.
I will be staying here. If you have any other questions, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dudley.
This year we're highlighting the new Rotary area of focus, the environment. In your honor, we're making a donation to the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, SRAG, towards their focus on biodiversity, sustainable living, pollution, the climate, food systems, and a circular economy. I thank you so much for being a part of our Civic Thursday Club meeting. A couple of quick announcements I missed. One is parking today. Apparently there was an issue about getting tickets when you came in, but you can, when you leave, you can still get the, Dave is going to stand there and he's going to give you $5 for parking in his garage. But when you leave, you'll be able to get the regular discount. Also, I forgot to say the district convention, you know, if you don't have enough to do the weekend of the 22nd to the 24th, and on Saturday, Jason Weiselman and Linda Hamilton will be playing music there. The registration is free. Please sign up and go to something. It's a great event. It's in San Ramon. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to, you know, different. You can go for free or just buy lunch, but please go to the district convention. And the gala, please go to the gala. There's tickets, support it, carry, just online. You're going to be inundated with gala information in the next 3 weeks. Please go. Robert Kidd.
Hello, President Dudley. Our speaker next week is Corina Gould. Corina is the spokesperson for the Confederated Villages of Liesjan Ohlone. Her community is part of the community of indigenous Californians that survived the great genocide that took place in the 1850s that we learned about several weeks ago here at Rotary. So Corina Gould will be here next week. Week after next, our speaker will be Thomas Graham. Thomas Graham is the co-founder of the Russian, East European, and Asian Studies program at Yale University. And guess what he will be speaking about 2 weeks from now? Ukraine and Russia and the United States. So look forward to seeing you, and bring a friend.
Thank you, Robert. Okay.
One more thing. Excuse me,
I'm sorry, Lois.
Hi, it's Lois Corin.
Lois has the mic.
I have the mic, and I'll keep it all day. I'm going to ring the bell on behalf of the Senate confirming.
Can you? I'm sorry, Lois. Can you speak up? There we go.
Yes, I am going to ring the bell on behalf of the Senate confirming the first black woman and only black woman to be on the Supreme Court. And I just want to add that as I was driving down here and I heard the official news, I had to pull over and cry.
Thank you very much, Lois. Any other bell ringers? Okay, Ruth Stroup. Judge Jackson, Ruth Stroup. And Keith Uriarte. And Cess Butner. And Robert Kidd. Okay, and for anybody new, a bell ringer is a generous $100 donation to the Oakland Rotary Endowment. Okay, folks, thank you. Thank you, Gary Flaxman, for the thought for the day and talking about Enterprise Institute. Thank you, past president and past district governor Ed Jellen. Ed did a great job at the leadership meeting last night telling about his year as district governor. Thank you, Ruth Stroup, for sponsoring our meeting today. Peter, thank you for joining our club, and Ken for introducing. If you want to make your way to the back and greet people on the way out, you're welcome to do that. John Holmgren, thanks for telling us about Kinder Prep. CJ, you're always welcome and always pitching the Lake Merritt Garden cleanup. Carrie, thanks for talking about the gala. And Debo, my buddy. So the two Dr. Sarkars, we always have to recognize that. Debo Sarkar for introducing, and Dr. Dilip Sarkar for being our guest. Thank you, past President Robert Kidd, and our meeting production team. Thank you for putting this together. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Remember, we are Rotary, serve to change lives, and don't keep Rotary a secret. This meeting is adjourned, and if you want to keep If you want to keep the Zoom channel open, Dr. Sarkar can stay on there and talk with anybody for a while. So thank you, everyone.